Okay, so we're.
We got a couple days.
There it goes. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, we are recording. I'm just gonna go grab my computer. That was not mine.
I don't know where you would, maybe figure the J-O, yeah.
Oh. Just in case you kind of get off, I can get whatever. It's good to have that.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize.
Did you do that?
I think, yeah. You gotta tell me. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. Okay. You wouldn't- Okay.
I can do it, I'll do it.
There you go. That's super.
Most of what you wear. Okay. I'm so embarrassed that was. It is.
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, it's got time for us to start. Director, are we ready to start? Yes.
Very, like your meeting in order.
Everybody's here is gonna be. That's it. Very good, we have more. Right,
Who's calling meeting in order?
my department considers probably resident, so anytime anything's unclear, feel free to interrupt me. Let me get more.
Then you call meeting in order.
Calling this meeting order of district, extension district. First item of business. Swearing in the members, how are we going to handle that?
We're gonna swear in Kim, and then we'll get with Kenzie and let her know.
It's
Okay.
she's not gonna be able to make it today.
That said, I'll turn the floor over to Judge Butler.
All right, Ms. Kim, if you will stand and raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as I continue a citizen thereof. That I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of Boyle County Extension District Board Member according to law. And I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God. So help me God. All right. Official, congratulations.
Well done.
That line is in when you're in notary public for a notary. It makes me giggle every time. The duel.
Welcome back to the board.
Thank you.
Next item is election of officers. Floor is open. Make a motion to keep the officers the same as they would like to do that.
I think that easy.
Second.
All right, Barry motion.
Motion has been moved by Mr. Welty and second by Judge Bottom. That will keep off the same as they were last year. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Review of the minutes. Madam Secretary.
They they were at the front here, you guys want to just take a moment to review them from 10:07, I believe, yeah, 10:07 before we start last meeting. Oh, the minutes. I did print those. Thank you. Okay, cool. It's been a weird day. Well, a day. Just plain normal.
Stated. Nothing but good, you know. Second, good, Bob. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Treasurer report, Mark.
In your folder, you should have 4 packets, one for September, October, November, December. So we'll start on one that says, as of September 30th, 2024, we could have a big number one, that's right. So, this is gonna be your statement of financial position as of September 30th, 2024. As of that date, the district had $3,710,535.99 spread across 6 CDs, a well-stocked money market account, and a FMB checking. If you go down to your number 2, you'll see a Kentucky Department of Revenue payable. That's the sales tax payable. The scenario is working on getting paid. She's working with UK and the state to get all that set up as far as the accounts. The number 3 shows the long-term liabilities. The only liability continues to be the CACO bonds payable, which were used to build the new building. And continue over on page 2 on the back. Nothing else over there. Really good. Flip on over, it'll be the number 3 right for right. We go down to the number 1 in the middle. This represents, in September, is the payment for UK, would have been the Q2 payment. Number 2, professional service that continues to be your cleaning services from month to month. Number 3, that's mowing and landscaping. There's also a repair for a faulty heat detector included in that. Number 4, showing a negative balance because more or less, the Ford Transit got damaged and it was already paid for, and then they got the claim check later, which offsets in the long run. You flip over to the 8, says, big number 4 up the right. And the little number 5, that is, marketing special programs. It looks like a lot right here, but it still needs to be broken down. So Snara's working on getting the credit card broken down. It'll basically be in the other, supplies accounts for the, program support, once she's done with it. You flip over to the one that has the big number 5 up the right. The little number 6 is, your bank fees that continues to be your wealth out for the money market account. And then number 7, you'll see, building insurance for $20,832, which went up decently amount this year. And then since we got 4 months in the same thing, unless somebody wants 6 through 8, it's the budget versus actual. The clear picture you're gonna get is from December, we wait till the very end, but it is here to review on a month basis. Then page 9, 10, and 11 will be all the checks that were written in the month of September by the extension office. And on the back of it is all your reconciliations. They're not numbered, but the first account you come to will be the farmer's checking account. That's where most of our activity is at. We still have several outstanding checks in previous years. I communicated with Farmers National Bank, and their suggestion is to go ahead and void them out. At this point, even if you do a stop payment, it's only good for 90 days. I mean, at the end of the day, these are 2 years old potentially, so 90 days isn't going to help any. But they just say that theoretically the system would catch it and allow it to go through. If it's at May, I don't know about the mobile clock, it's a whole different ballgame. But the next 6 accounts that you'll see, those are your 6 CDs. They all maintain the $250,000 balance. You're not really gonna see any activity on those until they mature, and they have different maturity dates between 2025 and 2028. The very last account will be your Well South Money Market account. And all the activity there was about $6,739.45 in interest. All the deduction was your Well South banking fees. That would be the month of September, if anybody had any questions on it. No, I'll move on to October. It's, as of October 31st, it has to be number one in the override again. So, the other ones, below number one, the district as of October 31st at $3,711,782.77. Spreads across the same 8 accounts as the previous one. Number two continues to be the sales tax payable, just like the previous month. And number three continues to be your, cable loss payable, which is the only debt for the district currently. One of the, big number three in the upper right, number one is account 44002, it's reimbursements. So, we get this every year from UK, once they do their final accounting calculation, we get a portion of it back, so you'll see that every single year coming back. Number two continues to be your cleaning services. Number three was mowing, landscaping, and several annual fire alarm and fire extinguisher testings. Number four was the, repairs for the, Ford Transit that I discussed a moment ago. Number five is, same way as September, still waiting on credit card breakdowns. So currently you have $20,710 just in marketing special programs. That'll be broken down between the supplies and the program support. One scenario gets all that taken care of. Number six is on the page before. That's, bank fees again, it's just well south monthly fees for the money market account. And then on the big number five page, number seven is a 25% down payment for the control doors that were approved at the August 5th, 2024 report. And pages 7 through 9 is your budget versus the actual again. I'll wait until December and I you have for all of it at the same time. Pages 10 through 13 are all the checks that were written by the district in October. And then, of course, on the back, you got the reconciliations again. All the CDs will still be at 250. The main checking account, you'll notice that on October 8th, 2024, at $500,000 that was approved at August board meeting, or October board meeting, I think it was transferred from the main checking account over to West Sale. I monitored the balance daily. The board didn't want to fall below $250,000 that following meeting. The lowest it ever read was $686,560.32 on November 26th. And then we started getting our tax distributions on December 9th, which is about 15 days late. So we're back up about 2.4 million in there now. So basically, I think it'll be okay. So, as far as the rest of them, you can flip back to the very last page and you'll see the money being transferred into the Well South account on October 8th. As well as the interest for the month and the Well South fees. That account currently has about 1.5 million in it. Well, that'll be the month of October, if anybody has any questions on that. Sound like a broken record here. November, as November 2024, the district had $3,676,738.99 spread across those same 8 accounts. Number two is still the sales tax payable. Number three is still the CAECO bonds payable, which is the only debt that the district has. Well, over the page has the big number three. You'll notice that this year during November, we only received the typical $494.39. Which is the monthly tax we received. We didn't receive any of the tax revenue we had previously, but we knew it was going to be about 2 weeks delayed, which pushed it into December. Number two, for the month of November, we gained $6,881.64 in interest. Three, it continues to be your cleaning services. Number four, maintenance and repairs was decently high. It contained mowing, HVAC preventive maintenance, annual emergency light testing, door access repairs. So several repairs and several annual testing amounts. A little number five, that's same as the previous months, will need to be your credit card breakdown. So eventually those will make it down into the program support and supplies. Big number four, number six continues to be your bank fees, which is Well South money market account. And over on the big number five, little seven is basically it's expenses for the handicap operator door project. Electric for staff side door entrance and outside card reader as approved at the August 2024 DD meeting. Pages 6, 7, and 8 are your budgets to actual, which I'll go over in December's. Pages 10, 11, 12, and 13 are the checks that the district wrote in the month of November. Then you get back into the reconciliations. The first one is your Farmers National Bank checking account. They have pretty much the same thing there, all these. You have your CDs. And then the very last page will be your money market. It came about $5,762.71 interest, and then had a small fee. I made a month of November, if anybody had any questions on that.
Mark, month by month, if we receive the interest on our money, $5,000, whatever, they go directly to our general,
It rolls back into the money market, basically reinvesting.
On the moment, does that include, because it was paid in November, but it probably would have known for October, right? Okay,
I can go up to date.
that's,
I'm pretty sure.
that's kind of what I thought, it was.
I don't know, but it's warming up in December is still now, I mean, November,
Yeah.
it didn't get cold till then.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably October.
They dropped off.
yeah. Bottom fell out.
Low in November, 1335 in October, and then 395 in November.
Okay, thank you.
So it's very little in November. So the final one, this will take us through halfway, point of the fiscal year, is as of December 31st, 2024. Big number one up here in the right again. Little number one shows we have $5,153,129.36 spread across those 80 accounts. Number two still shows the sales tax liability, and number three still shows the bonds payable. It's like the previous months. So the page with the big number three in upper right, that little number one, you'll see that the tax revenues started coming in. So for the month of December, we got $1,958,627.05 in tax revenue versus last year's 1.29. So it'll eventually catch up. It's just a couple weeks behind. You had a little rental income there of $70. Somebody rented a couple rooms here. Account 44001 was number two. Interest earned in the month of December was $9,199.29. Number three, you'll see the quarterly payment UK. Number four continues to be your cleaning and maintenance for the month. Right here on the big number five. Big page four, little number five is again the credit card breakdown. Those eventually be broken down into the special programs, supplies and program support, scenarios, everything back on that. Big number five, the upper right, the little number six, your bank fees this month, you'll notice that $12,214.26. Basically, that's a small amount, about $600 as well south, and the rest of it's our capable yearly fee that we pay. And then number seven, the treasurer's bond came out in December. I think it came out in November last year, so it's a little bit of time difference. And then number eight is the bond, you'll see where we made the December payment. It's $180,000 with the principal, $77,487.50 with the interest. And then the fees are around $11,500. And finally, we'll go through the budget to actual, since this is the final month of it. The big number seven is up to the right. So what you got is a little number one. So for the year, the district has gotten $1,988,012.10 worth of tax revenues. We're at about 77.7% budget. Right around number two here, you'll see the rental income, interest, reimbursements. None of that is budgeted for because it can come and go. So rental income is $430 for the year. Interest earned is $42,320.08. And the reimbursement from UK was $38,233.80. The little number three, you'll see that all the salaries and wages are at 75%. We've made 3 quarterly payments to UK, so we're right on the budget with that. Number four, is your 53003 is maintenance and repairs. We're about 52%, but halfway through the year is still fine shape. Number five, your vehicle insurance, we budgeted $3,500 and it came in at $5,299, so a little over budget there. Like everybody else is, I think.
Yeah.
Number six, I just want to point this out, because in years past, this has been an issue, but the utilities are only at 29.41% of the budget. The last probably 2 years, we had a lot of HVAC issues during the winter, different power issues, and so the electricity was enormous. So that's dropped crazily this year. So we'll stay way below budget on that. Okay, the page was a big number 8, a little number 7. Marketing special programs, we're at about 53.67%. Halfway through the year, we'll be fine, plus it still has a breakdown. That'll move some of that down into other categories once we get all the credit cards back. Everything else is well below budget on that page. Big number 9, little number 8. Account 59,002 is the audit account. We completed one audit earlier in the fiscal year, and there's another one ongoing. It should be done for this fiscal year, please. Number 9 is bank fees. When we budgeted this, we only budgeted for the KO fees of the annual, but well south fees does come out of that, so it'll be a full budget. Building insurance right below, same way as the car insurance, it came in at $20,832, whereas we budgeted $15,000, so it jumped pretty good. But overall, we're still well within the norm on that category. And then down at the bottom, I just want to point this out, 'cause it shows a little funny, but account 62,100 as your principal payments. We have made the $180,000 payment, which is showing. If you notice the budget side of it, it shows $1,180,000. And most of you remember that last year we agreed to do $1 million pay down. So we're showing that on this sheet, but technically it's still our assets, still on the balance sheet, still our control. So it's just gonna show a little different there. Then pages 11, 12, 13 are all the checks that the district wrote in December. And then the rest of them on reconciliation with groups. Maintain all 6 CDs, still 250,000, the Well South account at the end of the, halfway through the fiscal year, it's at 1.52 billion. And the Farm National Bank account, halfway through the year, was at 2.1. Pretty good shape as far as the budget goes, and as far as the cash available. Is there any questions on any of those 4 months?
So we can keep the doors open tomorrow, correct?
I think we'll be okay.
That's what they should.
We'll see you again next month.
I'll make a motion.
There's my motioner.
All right, motion by Mr. Welton to accept the treasurer's report. Yes, for the 4 months, I guess.
October through December.
Yes.
I'll second.
There a second?
Yeah.
Second by Danielle. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Okay, now. Area director.
So my job is really, really easy compared to what Mark has done for you guys. So in your packet, we have 2 handouts. The first is this is for your reading pleasure. So this, we do this every, January. The Kentucky Open Records and Open Meetings Act is just a guide. So we're required to make sure that you all have a copy of this as our, taxing districts, are subject to these laws. The most important thing is that yours to take home, however, on the back page, or the back page of the larger handout, we do need for you to fill this out, saying that you have basically just received your disability. So if you would fill in your name, your title, if you're an officer, if you're a member, the name of the public agency, which is Boyle County Extension District, the address here, if you want to leave that blank, we can fill that in for you, and your phone number, your email, and your signature. So we are required to pass these out to you all in January, so.
Are we pausing to do that, or are we moving forward? Do I need to keep tapping or right? I guess.
Oh, as long as I have these before you all leave tonight, we are good. You can give them to Jay. So, and we will make sure those get turned into the Attorney General's office. The other thing, while I just have a few moments not on the floor, but before you all leave tonight as well, I had to update our membership list, so I have the district number, make sure you get this filled out for me too. That's all I have.
My fingers in my writing to catch up. ADHD.
Okay, Terry, what was done? Friends of NRA meeting date,
Chuck Martin.
Good evening, I'm Chuck Martin. I'm the chairman of the Band of Friends of NRA chapter. And we're here, I've got Steve Ellis with me, he's our group secretary. And then Silas Heckman, he's part of the Boy Scouts, and the Scouts actually see some of our grant money that we set up as part of our fundraiser. I'm here to request the use of the head office conference rooms here for our fundraiser. We're planning a spring fundraiser and also one in the fall, but the spring fundraiser, we're looking at April 26th. To give you a little bit of background about our organization, it's a strictly volunteer organization. There's approximately 12 people on our committee, all volunteers, and it's a fundraising arm of the NRA Foundation. And it was formed in 1992, and there's been 26,000 events or fundraising banquets since the inception. More than 4.8 million attendees over that time. And during that time, we've been able to fulfill over 63,000 grants. Approximately 8,000 volunteers nationwide. So we fund the youth shooting sports. And prior to COVID, the groups in Kentucky would raise up to $500,000 a year. And the way the grant program is set up, half of that money would go to the NRA Foundation. And that money would go into a pool for everybody in the country that has these fundraisers. And that money may go to range development back in Kentucky or maybe in Texas or whatever. But the other half of that money, in the case of prior to COVID, $250,000 would go into a grant program that stayed in Kentucky. And on our website, friendsofnra.org, there's access to the grant program. Any nonprofit can get in there and apply for a grant. And right now we've been funding, with revenue being low, it's been a little slim, but we normally fund like the 4-H. The 4-H groups get a lot of our money. Boy Scouts get a lot of money. We also, in the past, we've funded Trooper Island, the UK shooting team, ROTC groups, local churches, and archery groups. And the goal is to get the youth involved and give them some training and some competition in the shooting sports. So the Danville group's been holding these events since 2000. So this is our 25th year. At our events, we normally have, of course, it's dependent on the economy, but normally we'll have between 100 and 225 attendees. And during that time, we have never had any kind of issue whatsoever with fighting, drugs, alcohol, any of the things that normally, would go on when you get a big group of people together. We do ask the local law enforcement if they can and it's comp to them, their ticket and their dinner, if they can attend. So we like to ask the uniformed law enforcement, just so, you know, there's some, show. Okay, we also, strictly follow all the national firearm laws. We do have, guns that we raffle. Some are sold on a live auction. And we hold, the event itself is essentially charitable gaming. We have a guest speaker that will do the training or the education. This year, we're going to focus on what we call the Eddie Eagle program. I passed out some information there. There's some info in the back about some of the programs we've got. The Eddie Eagle is a youth firearm safety training program for young kids, elementary school. And it in no way teaches the kids about guns. But what it does, it teaches them what to do if they come up on a gun. If they're at a neighbor's house and that dad might have left his gun on the counter, the kids never had anybody tell them what to do. This kind of fills that gap. If they find one out on the streets or it's, you know, buddy on the bus has got a gun, it teaches the kids what they need to do. And basically it teaches them not to touch it, get away from it, and tell them to go. So that's the focus on it. There's no actual gun, there's never any guns present in the training or anything like that. And there's actually an Eagle mascot. So we've got a big costume with eagle head. So that's gonna be the focus this year. Those of you that may know the Family Fair restaurant up the road, they cater our dinners. They've done a good job the last few years. Like I mentioned, we hold raffles, we have a live auction. Along with that, I hold a license in the state of Kentucky for charitable gaming. So we can legally hold raffles in the state, as well. So that's one of the reasons I'm here asking, I need to submit to the state gaming commission a request for a license for each particular event. And I have to have a signed venue agreement with you guys saying that you understand I'm gonna be here, we're gonna do some gaming. And I gotta forward that to the state before they give me a license where I can actually start advertising and selling tickets. So it all kind of runs together, trying to get everything coordinated. We're also planning a second event. Currently, it looks like October 18th. And basically to do the same venue. We'll look and see what the economy is doing. And it generally costs us in the neighborhood of $25,000 to hold the event. So that's food, that's the prizes, that's some advertising, any permits and things that I've got to get. So, you know, we kind of take a look at that, what the economy's doing, and, you know, we hate to put $25,000 up and we sell 75 tickets and we only bring in 12. So, you know, we're taking a look at that as well. So basically what we're doing, we're asking today, one, if you guys have any questions with the Friends of NRAs about what we do here. And looking for essentially permission to use the facility for about 200 people. Come April.
Has a request form already been filled out?
Yes.
Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Or do I have, do I not?
Yeah, I didn't put one on each. Yeah, I've got a request form, very important to do that, a couple of weeks ago. Request form as well as the form of safety, like, getting permit.
Well, Chuck, I can speak personally because I have attended several of these NRA banquets and over the last several years, and it's always a well-run dinner and presentation, and everything is kept very much in order. So I can attest to that, that there are not any problems associated with having it as far as inside the event.
Now, you may see a bulletin board at a restaurant, like over at the Red Rooster or someplace like that, Tractor Supply. We'll have a small advertisement, but we try to refrain from putting it on in the main newspaper and on the radio and things like that. By word of mouth, to be honest, we usually get enough people signing up to come to the event. And I feel the less that we have it out there in the public, the less chance we have of undesirables wanting to, maybe come and disrupt or something like that. But we've never had an issue.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Is there any other questions?
I believe your, last year's was held here as well, correct?
Yes, this will actually be the fourth event that we've held here. The year before, I think we did a spring and a fall, excuse me. And the year before that, I think we just did a spring.
Further discussion?
Wait a second. For our bylaws, we can't approve that October meeting, is that correct, Barry?
If we ask at this board meeting for the exemption,
Okay,
like we've done with other groups, if if it's
Yeah,
requested,
you've
you're
got-
approved here.
3 months.
Yeah, typically, we can always bring on some advance,
Okay.
but, if it's approved here to schedule it far out, then I can work with him on possibly doing it, but it has to be approved by.
And there's no conflict with those dates.
Well, the October date, we'll have to look at. October is really planned here, so we'll have to look at that, but we can, somewhere in that area, yeah.
Okay,
So the April date is clear.
Yeah, as far as I know, yes.
So is the request today just for the April date, or is it to make an exemption for the October date as well?
For both, and I guess we could say a fall date. You want to do that October, November or something, if they can make it work a different date. That way, if we can't, maybe we can,
We can leave it to you to work with
yeah,
the group and find a suitable date.
Yeah.
Motion to approve both dates, spring and fall. All in favor, say aye.
Or spring break.
Wait, who made that motion?
I thought you said we could just say a fall date.
Okay.
We didn't have to be specific. Is that right? Might be
yeah,
specific
fall
on
date
fall
has to be,
date.
I wrote it in here October.
Yeah.
There's a way I wrote it in here.
you need a motion.
Need a motion. That's right.
Wait, you make a motion. Second. So Barry, did you make that motion?
Yes.
Okay, Barry makes a motion, not make it, makes a motion to.
Motion made.
Yes, makes a motion to approve the spring and waive the fall schedule requirement. And generally you second, but what are,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you, sorry.
No discussion. Now we're ready to vote? Yeah, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion is passed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Wolf County Farmers Market request. They are not here.
Yeah, we didn't have anyone, that was gonna be able to come today. But they mostly wanted to ask about, using our facility for their rain location, like they do.
Like they have.
Mhm. So it's totally up to you if you want to go ahead and look at that, or if you want to wait till next week and we see if, we have someone to come to that meeting on Monday.
You're on the board, aren't you? On the board? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all kind of looked at
What's next week?
this. Are we not having that? I'm sorry.
received their policy.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's the budget committee maybe is.
Oh, yeah, budget committee. Well, anyway, I don't want to even talk here. If you want to, or do you all want to speak to that? Jeff quite literally just texted me right when this meeting was starting and saying that Dan wasn't gonna be able to come, so he said you all can do it, or, you all can table it. It's totally up to you.
We don't have a policy yet, no?
I or Norberry have received their policy.
Well, we need their policy.
Yeah.
The table till next week. Table till until.
Table is a parliamentary function, is there a second? Second by Kim.
Yeah.
All in favor, please say aye. Okay. Motion to table is passed. Quotes for the ice machine hallway vending area, Mr. Rice.
I'm here to ask for money, surprise. The first thing we have is, as you all know, we added on, there's not an ice machine on this end of the building. We have one in the old part back in the laundry area, but it's not very easily accessible, especially if there's meetings going on in that room to get to. I did find a company out of Georgetown that gave us another option. The rest of it is just simply buying a additional machine for this vending area out here in the hall, for this end of the building to use. But this company, Martin's Refrigeration, first quote is using our existing machine, using the ice maker on top, changing out the bottom being to be a hotel type dispenser that would be more appropriate for general public use. It'd be a lot more sanitary. You know, the one we have now is the scoop pipe. And that you'll see is 5,500. The other companies I spoke to didn't want to quote piecing the two, equipment together because they couldn't offer any type of warranty. And that would be the deal with this. That the part that makes the ice would be our equipment that we currently have. So the new bin on the bottom, any mechanisms with that, where it's not sold as a new unit together, wouldn't have any warranty. So the other options are quotes for putting in an entirely new machine in this vending area. Top and bottom components, and they would have warranty with those. And you'll see there's one from Marty's Refrigeration for 9,900. And it's the same brand that we currently have. And then there's one from Seaworth Superstore for $10,154. And then there's one from Dickerson's Refrigeration for $11,861. So it's up to you all which direction you want to go.
Is there one that you recommend?
The Martin's Refrigeration, you know, obviously is cheaper as well, even for a complete new system. And, just from talking, it seems like he's got more customer based. He's a much smaller operation as far as he'd be a lady to work with. I think if we had an issue with anything, that's the only, otherwise, I've never used any of these companies before. That's just all I had to go on is that.
Okay, and so option two, the 5,500.
Yeah.
That was using the one you have now?
Yes.
So
the
it'd
top
still just
part.
be one ice machine in the whole building?
Yeah, correct. It would just be one that anybody could get to. It would be out here in this hallway next to the vending machine.
And that would be like open up the top and scoop you out some ice.
No, it would change the bottom portion of our machine to a hotel type.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, they
okay.
would use our existing,
Yeah,
but the ice maker on top would use our existing ice maker.
I
And we
understand.
would just move it down here, and it would be one for the entire
For
building.
the whole building.
What's it gonna cost for one? Is there an area out here that's gonna be easily accessible for a plumber to hook up?
Well, there's already, we had to make a few little modifications to the drainage, which I've already done. Because I wanted to make sure that it could be done before we pursued this, and it wasn't very expensive to do. It has a drain, it has a water supply and everything already there. Because that was the intention, was to eventually put a machine there. So that part's done. It would just be whoever, and all these quotes include them coming in and hooking up the machine, plumbing in the drain line and all of that. Having it ready to go, that's.
Make a motion that we just, modify the one we have.
But there's no warranty on that top or bottom, right?
I missed that part.
The way I understand it, the bottom part, which there's not near as much to it,
Right.
it would have warranty, but the top part would not. And that ice machine there is, I wanna say 4 years old maybe, so.
I don't know life expectancy of.
And I don't either.
Beyond my purview here.
So what we have now has lasted for a long time, and, let's see, you weren't here when we fixed that one.
No, because it was, I think y'all had about a year or so before I started. Maybe a little.
Because it
maybe a
wasn't
little
terribly
longer.
long ago that we replaced the mechanism part at the top
The
that,
unwarranted part.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and so, I don't know, they last a long time. We usually get about 10 years.
My-
Yeah, you know.
My humble opinion would be that in a building this size, you need 2 ice printers, machines, ice makers. I mean, one for each end.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would definitely be,
because it would serve the public better too.
Yeah.
Not having to go back and forth. You've got all these meeting rooms down in here. So I'd be in favor of the brand new one. And keep the other one on the other end.
Have a motion on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, not making
You may-
changes to.
Yeah, can I remove my motion?
You can.
I remove my motion.
You can,
Yeah, I was typing in, hoping it would die, so I can second. So do I need to put a motion and then remote, unmotion?
Okay, we need a new motion, yes.
And then,
Somebody else motion, truly just motion.
okay, I'll make the motion that we purchase the new ice machine dispenser for the hallway in the amount of $9,900 from Mario's Refrigeration.
I second.
Judge, motion made by Judge Bottom, second by Kim. Is there any discussion?
Who seconded?
If not, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. I don't have anything to pass.
So that 9900,
It's
sorry,
already.
has warranty.
Yes.
Cool, I like that. We like warranty.
Well, before we, but how long is the warranty? Oh, here it is, 5 years,
yeah,
5
more
years.
information on
Here
that.
it is, 5 years.
So that was a lot of reading to do today.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I got, thank you very much. Next.
Get Danny's signature on this here.
Are we ready to move on to the next item?
Can we take a potty break?
Yes.
I'm just trying to get more coffee. I'll be right, while you're signing, I'll be right back.
We are taking a break.
Yep, that's our outlet.
It's like an owl.
And, yes, we got, this apple, we're getting different ones, but if you're online, and this was virtual meetings for everything. And everyone's voices very clearly, and it, had a camera, so whenever you talk, it focuses on you. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good for teaching. We do learn it. That's still camera, but we've used it a lot. So.
I would know that.
Yeah. Feel of something. Oh. You should get an apple. True. I love that mentality, right? Not much. Ooh, yes, much easier. Get out. Oh, I feel so. That's so good. I love it. I still like that scoop of basically supper days.
Once again. You go, girl.
See, that's why it's a good idea to have food.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have, maybe work.
I haven't emptied it out for a long time. I used to take it and empty it out in garbage bags and put it in the freezer. And then we used to ice out of the freezer just because But we do have, and it's a clear scoop, so I'm pretty sure, I think it was lost and I think it's in somewhere
In the
frozen. In the.
Bottom of the tundra.
Think about it.
Oh, then it might not be, somebody may have bought
Somewhere under the ice.
it.
Okay, recess is over.
That's probably for good. Thank you.
Recess.
Listen, I'm on, go quick.
Okay, see where we on telecom, fiber internet.
All right, next we have, pricing here for the telecom fiber internet run to this building. This was brought to me by I guess he's our regional IT manager, Rick Hayes. And he's done this at several other offices, and they've all had really good luck with this company. It's basically part of the Kentucky Wire network that they have so much dedicated line they can run from the nearest point where this was run to, is the way I understand it. We checked with AT&T, we're told they had no available, space for more fiber for our building, and we've also checked with Windstream. And basically what this does, and I know it isn't real specific the way it's broke down, but this is what they give him. It's, the construction is built into your monthly payment. From what we were told and what we figured up, anywhere from 15 to 20,000 it would cost to run the fiber and get it hooked up and active in this building. Well, instead of having to come up with that cost all front, if you enter into a 3-year agreement, the pricing for each speed is broke down there. If you enter into a 5-year agreement with them, it's broke down there. And at the end of those years, your payment drops down to just paying for the service itself, the construction part is paid off. The two speeds we're looking at, and the reason we're looking at this is we currently have Kentucky Wi-Fi. And especially when the weather, if it's rainy or cloudy or whatever, there's days where it slows down to a crawl. And this would enable us to do a lot more, virtual meetings here, a lot more trainings, that we can't really do right now with the speed that we have. And from what I've been told by Rick Hayes is a 200 megabyte dedicated internet would be acceptable. It would for all of that's what most of the businesses have that host large trainings. So it's kind of up to you all, if you want to do one of those, which speed. He said the 200 would definitely meet, the minimum requirements.
I have an off-the-wall question. With this person putting this line in, who manages our safety on this program when we have people coming in to have training here?
That would be Rick Hayes and myself.
Okay, I was.
Yeah.
He's the regional IT guy.
Yeah. And of course, they didn't give me any kind of, there's no contract or anything here. If we agree on something, I'll take that back to him, and then paperwork, if you, I'll get with either Danny or whoever for signatures later, if we do agree to something.
Mark, is this something we have the budget for?
Yeah, Tell you why Max current is $150 a month.
this will be.
This would be 900 for the first 5 year, 3
3
years, or 670 for the first 5 years, depending on which contract we sign. And then it would
Per
reduce.
month or for the year?
Per month, but your construction costs are built in,
So after that 3 or 5 year term, then it becomes just your.
just your service. So, yeah, fiber is a lot more expensive. But, and basically what they're doing is they're financing the construction costs with no interest. Basically, the 15 to 20,000 it takes to get the internet run, you would just be paying monthly, with your service.
And Kentucky Wildmax can't do any of that.
No, they just do satellite WiMAX like we have now.
And AT&T and
Why can't you?
Windstream do not.
Yeah,
Well, they can, they just can't.
we were told no about AT&T and Windstream.
Okay, so those numbers, we budgeted.
Yeah, on the high end, you'll be paying extra $9,000.
I know you were told no, but do you know the cost if we were told yes?
No, because we didn't pursue any further after we were told we couldn't do it.
If they could do it.
Like AT&T.
Right. That's fine. Yeah. That's all.
So how much of a hindrance is it to keep any bridge using the facilities now? What we've got?
I know when we have the CEC meetings, it's like 20 minutes to get that bad boy over.
It is.
It's awful.
I agree.
It would, I mean, our speed now, this would be, I'm guessing 4 to 5 times faster. It would enable us, especially as extension office, be able to have a lot more area extension trainings. Am I right, Rita? That's been one of the problems. We can't have a lot of, agent trainings, regional trainings. We have the space, we don't have the adequate internet.
I know when Ephraim came out here to do the COVID clinics, that was one of the issues.
Our slow internet's one of the reasons why we can't host our area at our office for the meetings we have to attend that Rita plans.
There's actually a lot of trainings, like we don't do our computer trainings here. There's a lot, anything that uses internet, videos, we just don't.
It's also just really slow. We have a lot of people here. Like if there's a big group up here having a training, like say all of some bank is here for a training, they're all on the internet and then it's just slow.
If it's a cloudy day.
Oh, if it's a cloudy day or windy.
I definitely think you need it, I just don't know which
plan.
I don't know if you could start out with 3 years to see how it works and if it's, gonna benefit or if you go on with the 5 year and just roll with it
Having fiber internet at my own personal home has been a game changer for like keeping a kid on an iPad and keeping another kid on the TV and me sane. So I can imagine that it would be beneficial here. I think it would be worth investing in that 5 year just to keep those costs down over time.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's kind of breaking down to the same amount either way, right? Depending the installation costs.
yeah.
Yeah, what it would be, does it say anywhere in here, and maybe I missed it? Oh, it's the $250 a month installation charge would then be drawn away. Is that after that 5 year contract is? Or 5 year time period, is that what it is? So for instance, that 5 year, if we did 200 for the 5 year agreement, it's $670 a month. At the end of this 5 years, would it drop down by $250? Is that what that means?
I believe so.
Or is that 250 installation charge like a one time?
I'm not sure. That's, like I said, it was kind of, this was the limited information. He said he has, that's the only issue he's had with every county is this is kind of basically what they give him, but that they were happy with the end product and that so far everything has been what they said.
Yeah. think
I
it's
just don't know the
necessary.
exact dollar amount because I asked that.
Uh-huh.
I said if they could give us the exact dollar amount of what it would be
Or else
after
all
construction.
free. Yeah, like, if we drop it by hundreds, if we drop it by tens, you know what I mean?
And this project, if it's approved tonight, we're talking, this is a 6 month plus ordeal before it gets here and gets active.
So.
easily 6 months plus.
So I think you all would want the 500 speed as opposed to the 200 speed,
The 200 will do what we needed to do.
just do.
I mean, it will meet all the minimum requirements. Rick said it would, the other counties that host all these trainings, they have that speed, so I mean, we could get by with that. And it wouldn't be a problem. That would be a decision, that's up to you all, if you'd rather pay extra and have the.
But we could show off a little bit if we were faster.
Well, County's the best, come on now.
They do call our building the Taj Mahal Boyle.
Yeah.
The Taj Mahal Boyle with no internet.
Yes.
So when it says meet requirements, does it meet what we need, or does it
Meet our.
meet and cover?
It will do everything that those other counties can do currently. Now granted, we couldn't go if we wanted to expand and do other things, technology things, it may not. But to be at the level that other counties are that do these larger trainings and things, it'll satisfy that. Basically.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we go with the 500 speed dedicated internet to the total of $900.
So the 5 years.
The 5-year plan,
Okay.
because that's the same amount of money as a 3-year, 200 speed plan. And you're getting 2 more years plus our speed.
I
For
second
the
that.
same amount of money. Yeah, just say.
I second.
Okay, motion by the judge, second by Kim, that we get the 500 in this package. Discussion over with, you tell me. Apparently it is, we'll proceed to vote.
Oh, we have all kind of meetings with Rich and everyone when we're here now.
Can we tell how long we're looking for district board? Because it's not Jamie's type. The season is, that would be 6 months from now at least, so it would be the end of that.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, once we, like I said, tomorrow, if y'all approve this, I'll get the ball rolling, I'll send this to Rick, tell him what y'all want, and then, once I have paperwork, we'll get signatures, but it's still, they told us at least 6 months.
All right, thank you. All members in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, the motion is passed.
Aaron, you want to look at you.
Yeah.
You're just.
This one is a little different. The whole roof leak situation, we're trying to have a discussion, I don't have any information for you now. Basically, we took occupancy of this new part of the building in October of 2020. And we used Olympic Construction, as you all know, as the contractor. And we've had trouble out of the same areas, with roof leaks since October 2020. That was before my time. But those same areas were worked on and addressed and was on the punch list, even when we closed Olympic out and paid for that. And we're done. We were told we had a 10-year warranty and that they would come back as needed to repair those issues. That's why we went ahead and closed them out. Well, they would come back and then wouldn't hear anything for 3 months. I would call, text, email. I had the architects with, that done the building. I had them involved. They would help me trying to communicate with them. And when I first started here, I was told by the architects that we had a 10-year warranty. I've never seen that warranty and nobody seems to have it. There's something somewhere because they did come back occasionally. But these same areas just keep getting worse. If they do work on it, it'll not leak for a little bit. And then when it leaks, it seems like it's worse, or it expands and goes further down into another area. And this last ice storm we had really done some damage. Basically that whole hallway in that barn building, ceiling tile is gone. I had to take it all out because it was just destroyed. Because basically the areas that were leaking and had a small puddle backed up from all that ice and it melted. And when it rained, it had nowhere to go, except there. So what I've done, I had a recommendation of a roofing company out of Lexington, Tri-State Roofing. They've done several jobs for Center College. They've done jobs for BCTC in Lexington. And I've had several good recommendations from different folks about it. They came, looked at it, and gave me an idea of what it would take to just investigate and tell me what we're looking at. So they're supposed to be here this week to do that, to do some investigative work. Because I'm going on 3 months now since the last communication I've had with Olympic Construction.
Who is it again?
Tri-State.
No, who currently,
Olympic.
Yes,
oh, okay.
and, Olympic throughout the little 3 years I've been here, they've sent numerous folks, they've sent people that work for other companies that they work with over to try and it just, never fixes it. We've replaced numerous light fixtures, numerous smoke detectors, all kinds of light sensors. I've spent quite a bit of money the last 3 years, because sometimes it always come out the same spot. And when it damages something, especially electrical, we have to, get it fixed. So, I should know more hopefully in the next week or two. Once they do their investigative work, they're going to give me a detailed description of what they think it takes to fix it, pricing, pictures, all of that. Basically, I just wanted to kind of give you some background on it and why we're going that route, and to let you all know that'll be coming up soon, because it's gotten to the point where we have to do something else.
So is it this building and the barn or just the barn?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
Yes.
wish.
Yeah.
Can you best guess job estimate? We won't fire you if you're wrong. Give us an estimate of what you think it might cost, so that, if we're looking down here and we have to do a budget committee soon, we can start budgeting accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We won't know that till.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Are
Yeah.
you thinking 10,000? You thinking 50,000? You thinking 100,000?
Yeah, 5,253.
And if I'm not gonna fire you.
No, I know, ballpark, I hope it doesn't exceed, let's just say 40,000.
I'm not even.
50,000. But then again, you're talking about an area here, and you got, in the barn building, there's 2 valves,
Yeah.
both there are a problem, both ends of the building.
So
So,
that's minimal,
metal, yes,
but you got problems in this building too.
yes, and it's on the metal portion. The shingle portion, I've never had a problem with. And I've been up in this attic and been on the roof with these guys, and they've done water tests, and, they think they get it, and then it's something to do with in this building, there's a transition where the roof angle, it comes down and meets that awning, this back corner awning. I believe it's something in that area, that metal transition. The other building, it's the valleys where, on this side where the garage meets the barn, the new part, and then on the other side, it's the project room valley, where it meets the hallway.
It really got bad when we got the snow and then it started raining.
Yeah,
And we had ice dams on the roof basically, and the water couldn't go anywhere. And it created problems in new areas. So
Yeah.
It just kind of expanded.
and it just, there seems to be no end in sight with it, no matter what they do.
Does
So,
Olympic use a subcontractor to do the roofing?
my understanding, of course, like I said, I wasn't here for that part. I understand they had their own guys do it, is my understanding. They didn't subcontract the roof out. So they have sent other people from other places and paid them to come here and look at it and try to fix it.
So we can either enter a legal battle with this company and they continue to not provide services. We can get somebody new to assess it, or we can ignore it and get more.
Well, there's a lot more problems than just that. Yeah, you can't really, at this point, it can't be ignored.
So there are
Um,
other two options.
Is there will insurance pay for any of this water damage?
because it was not caused by any kind of storm. And it's been an ongoing issue. It was a known issue since the building was built. Literally since this new part was constructed, it's been an issue. Same with the barn. It's never not been an issue since they built it. So you can't really turn that in on insurance. It's the same area every time.
So the 5253 designer has no record for this.
No, and that's the big thing, like, you know, Danny was saying, you know, we go a legal route. Well, if nobody can come up with a warranty paperwork, where do we stand? There's got to be something somewhere, because for 4 years, they came back occasionally. You know, they did put a little money into it, so there's something somewhere. But for some reason, nobody seems to know where it's at. I've searched everything I know to search here. I've talked to, like I said, the architects, and, you know, if I had known that when we went to close out Olympic, when I first started here, we would have probably done something a little different or tried to. But I didn't know that. They just looked at me and said, oh, you got a 10-year warranty, don't worry about it. Okay, and then where's it at?
So when was the last time you contacted them?
I contacted them last week even.
Olympic?
Yes, the last time I've heard anything from them, let's see here. I got it in my notes. November 13th was the last time I got a response from them.
You left a
And,
message.
yeah, I've, all three ways, text, call, email.
Right.
And basically, that's with the owner of Olympic, and it's also with anyone that they send here to work on it, I get their contact information. So they're included on it. Architects have been involved, and several times, hey, you need to get back in touch with Barry, and we have a warranty on the list. And November 13th was the last time that I had any communication with them, regarding the leaks. And then after that, it's just been,
Has a structural engineer been considered? No.
Is that what tri-states do? Are they structural engineers
I thought they were.
or roofers?
well,
Or
they have multiple, they're sending all the metal roof specialists, is what he told me.
Okay.
That it's not just, these guys, and I, you know, I have all the information on their company. They don't subcontract anything. Everybody that they works for them is a full-time permanent employee that has insurance and everything with it. So if there's something they do wrong, there's accountability. So, and all I have to go by is they have great reviews. I had 2 or 3 great references. Center College said they've done a lot of good work for them. So,
I'm just curious.
yeah, and no, that's, you know.
Are they
that's
charging
definitely a-
anything? They're charging you.
What?
Are they charging anything to assess?
Yes, we are gonna have to pay to do that. It falls under our, you know, guidelines. I don't have to, you know, worry about that. What they find, that's when we'll have
That's what we'll
to,
have to pay out.
yeah, we'll have to come back and go, okay, I need your approval for it.
And they said it may take 3 or 4 days of being here to,
Yeah,
it's not something that they're just gonna come in and 15 minutes, oh, there it is.
no, they plan on, and that's what he told me when the vice president of the company met with me here. We did a walkthrough, we went up in the attic and all that. Basically, he said he figured on several days of his guys being in both buildings, doing water tests, tracing stuff down, you know, whatever it takes to give me a, you know, good idea of what we're looking at to get it fixed permanently.
Thank you for giving us a heads up.
So I'll know more and when I do, I'll bring it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, Barry, thank you for the email that you sent out
Yeah.
regarding use of the building.
Yeah.
I appreciate you keeping those records and sharing them.
No problem.
Mobile food pantry.
Oh, yay, all right. So. We were approached by So down here in the barn, we have, Boyle County has their food pantry through the family resource centers. And they were approached by God's Pantry about helping them find a location to have a, food distribution site, the mobile food pantry, food distribution site. And, so they reached out to us to see if we could have it here. And so I did a little research about how that works, because, so the guy from God's Pantry that we spoke with, he, told me of several extension offices that already facilitate this program. And so I reached out to those offices and talked to them at great length about how they function and how it works and everything. And I think I figured out a pretty good plan on how we can do it here, because one of the things that we have here that those other extension offices don't is they have the actual space, we have the actual space to do it. And it would be done up here at the pavilion. So my thought process is, so it's a once a month thing. And the God's Pantry, semi truck comes down and delivers the pallets of food. And they'll drop those off, and they should do that in the morning, like between 9 and 10:30, somewhere around there. And we would have volunteers to come and to pack those boxes, and it's one box per household. And the way that we would, identify each household is, by their ID and the address that's on their ID, which they would have to show. And let's see, so I was thinking that our distribution could be in the summer, like spring and summer months, the warm months that aren't terrible. Up here at the pavilion, it's a drive-through situation, so all we need to do is just show the ID, check them off the list, put the box in the car, they drive away. So, and then in the wintertime or bad weather situations, we could do it out of the barn down here on the end, and it would be a similar traffic flow as well. But, we would coordinate volunteers, we would, collect whatever information that we wanna do, however we wanna do a registration, for the participants. It's first come, first serve, but there's 144 boxes, so they give you enough produce, well, enough food products to do 144 boxes each month. And I did say it's first come, first serve, but that's where it comes in with our, registration situation, because, so they do it differently in other counties, but the way I'm thinking of maybe doing it here is, have a set time for Boyle County residents, and we're checking IDs to make sure that they live in Boyle County. So we'll have Boyle County first for a period of time. I don't know yet what the times might be. We're kind of finagling them. Barry's been helping with planning that, but, we're hoping to catch Boyle County people first. And if all the boxes run out for Boyle County, and the outside of Boyle County people don't get to access this, that's okay, because we're targeting Boyle County, but we're not gonna turn anyone away. And they did say that sometimes they have extra food, like they've got enough for the 144 boxes, but they might have extra of something, like potatoes, cabbage, onions, those are some of the things I've seen. That I've worked with, if you're familiar with the one at, First Christian Church on Bypass, they do a senior commodity distribution, it's the exact same thing. But this would be for anyone, not just seniors. So, and one of the reasons why I was really hoping that we could do this here is because I recently learned that the food pantry in Junction City closed, and they were serving several hundred families. And, this one out here that I mentioned, at First Christian Church on the bypass, they only serve seniors. And so we have a smaller, amount of services available to just families in need. So I figured we might be able to do this. And in case you're wondering about the traffic flow, because they would come in here in the entrance, right? And then turn right up here by the pavilion, and we'd check their ID, load the box, And they would go on around the pavilion and then on around out the exit, so it wouldn't actually impact any of our parking or anything like that, or our flow of traffic to the main office. And what I was thinking, because I've heard from these other counties that it's a lot of people that show up hours in advance before the distribution starts. So I'm thinking, and we've already talked to Dayton Police.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're willing to help us with traffic control a little bit out here to where I'm thinking we'll have them go, the line will start out here at the entrance and then go up Corporate Drive. So when they come in, they need to come and, turn around, but they can go all the way up Corporate Drive, and if it's long enough, it can go all the way around, and then it won't affect our parking lot at all. or
And just
anything.
get you some of them stickers, color, and stick it on the window, the mirror.
Yeah.
Number one, number two.
And, but yeah, I think that this is extremely doable. Chuck at God's Pantry wanted to get started in February, and I was like, hold your horses. I need to ask the board if it's okay that we have this massive thing here once a month. And, so I would hope to do it, to start it in March, shooting for the third Friday, because we had already talked about how the third Friday, well, Fridays, aren't as busy out here. And the third Friday, works really well because we have our interagency meeting earlier that day, at, 9 in the morning on that day. And so I could get all sorts of new information to put in the boxes as these people go. I think it's a really great opportunity for us to, utilize this space as well as serve the community in a way that is really needed. And it's an opportunity for us to connect better with the community because there are a whole boatload of people we come through here. We can put flyers, we can put newsletters, we can put our, camp applications, anything, recipes, obviously. And, all sorts of stuff. I just look at it as a really good opportunity, and I hope that you see it as a good opportunity as well, and might consider, letting me run this thing. If you have any questions, please let me know, because I've definitely got all the ideas for volunteers and scheduling, all of it, so.
How much additional manpower are you going to need to distribute this?
She's got them old ladies.
Oh, yeah, I have a few that'll help me, but also, I'm thinking this is gonna be, because they had estimated you need about 12 volunteers for each, distribution day. And my thought process is, since you have the day, you've already got the day and the times picked out, you can schedule your volunteers and backup volunteers, 6 months in advance, and just follow up with these people, and make sure, it's just, we do a lot of volunteer stuff here, so I think managing the volunteers will be kind of easy, and they say that once you get going, it only takes an hour for the distribution to take place, because you're just putting boxes in cars, but before that, you need about an hour and a half. I have budgeted 2 to 3 hours for loading the boxes and doing that, so,
I know during summer months, you'll have an excellent set of teams to assist with this on.
So if you start in March, then how far do you go into the summer? July, August?
it'll be all year, every month.
Oh, it'll be all year.
For eternity.
Okay, in the bad months.
Yeah, when it's cold, we'll be down here in the barn and the semi can unload out there. Then the volunteers will be indoors packing, but during the good weather months, we'll be out here under the pavilion in the beautiful weather and the wind.
And how do people get registered? How will they?
144 boxes.
Yeah, we have 144 boxes, and it's first come, first serve. We'll just, I'll probably utilize the resource centers through the schools to get the information to the families. But from what I've heard, word spreads pretty quick. Pretty quick, so.
So how does this work with backpack kids? Are they still doing backpack kids at school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep, that's just a different program.
Okay.
That it'll still go on, and the food pantry that they have down here for the Boyle County schools, it'll still go on, it happens on a different day.
What do you do about people that have moved here but haven't changed their driver's license?
they better go on down to the courthouse.
Right.
They're not on the rules.
Go to the big-
So this afternoon,
Yeah.
so that we can have.
But we determined away is that, you know, they show you their ID and it's Tennessee, but they say, well, I moved here 2 weeks ago, I just haven't changed my license, I mean, how do you handle that?
Well, I would say that first time, probably, because the only way we're gonna tell that they're Boyle County residents is by their ID.
Right.
Cause I really want the focus to be on Boyle County first, and then if there's leftovers, people can come and take what they.
Yeah, something.
And something else to think about, which this may not be an issue for you at all, but there are lots of Lincoln County people that have Boyle County addresses.
Yeah, the guy at God's Answer told me, he
Yeah.
said, that's the only way that we're like allowed
Yeah,
to check, but,
okay.
it's, and he said, you know, they try really hard not to turn people away, but you can always run the registration how you want, so. I mean,
Well, you may be able to even like, in the registration process, provide ID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like snap a picture of your ID and not be, go to Google Doc or whatever.
yeah,
I mean, are they gonna register through? the-
Okay, I'm confused, that's why I'm not, yeah, how do you, it's first come, first served, but
Yep.
they have to register.
well, I'm saying register because in my mind, that means collecting of their information, which is mostly just checking their ID.
Is it essentially
But I
like
have a
the
list.
12 counties school lunch program where you register in advance and then as you go through the day, that's who gets the first box, the second box, the third box?
It can be, but I wasn't thinking of doing it like that.
Okay. Never mind.
But no,
You just want to register for informational purposes.
yeah, and to, just to kind of confirm that they
Yeah.
are born.
But I mean, can they go through the Families First program at all the schools and pre-register?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can do
that's-
registration that way. I
I
mean,
mean, grandma shows up with
Yeah.
a different address, yes, grandma can get a box too,
mhm.
with a little address.
And can two different families, even though they may be related, come in the same vehicle, get a box?
So the way that it works when, because apparently carpooling, that was one of the things that both of the counties I talked to ran into a lot is, multiple families will be in one vehicle and each household, whoever is trying to claim a box needs to show ID that you live in Boyle County. They can all be the same household and each get a box or, you know,
Four
whatever.
people in the same household can own the box.
No. Cause if the address, I'm looking at the address, like.
One address, one box.
Yeah,
One per.
one per address, one per
One per
house.
address.
But if there are
Yeah.
4 different
Okay.
households in the same vehicle, they can go away with 4 boxes.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
Cause oftentimes they do carpool for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
One box per household.
Yeah, but it's one box per household.
So we'd be serving 144 households in our community every month.
Mhm.
Plus extras that might be left over.
Mhm.
I love that.
Olivia, I have a logistics question.
Sure.
Semi comes in, I assume all this food's on pallets.
Yes.
What handling, do we need a forklift, fork truck?
No,
We-
jack. No, pallet jack with a lift,
Oh, they will?
yeah, with the lift tailgate.
Oh, no,
Lift
like
tailgate.
a, like a
Okay.
object.
Yeah, they'll drop the pallet.
Want something else.
So with these pallets, what do we do with the empty pallets?
If you have an idea.
There's a guy that I can get your name for it.
At Gary County, they picked them up the next time.
Okay, well, there's a guy that will come to Eastern to come up for free.
I'll double check with our,
You can-
friend at God's Pantry and see what they do with them and then, you know.
Where you can make crafts out of them for your.
I know there are a lot of craft opportunities that we can do, and I don't know if you know how much paint we have in the barn that was donated from Art Deco, and you could probably, yes,
I
still.
remember that like a decade ago, sorting through
Yeah.
it was more than this room full of boxes of paint.
Traumatized, but you don't know, yeah, we could do, you know. But, do you have any other questions or anything?
I love it.
A motion to proceed with the program as presented.
I second.
I'm giving Tim because I wrote your name too much.
Danielle, second by Barry, well, we participate in the mobile food pantry program. For David by week. If discussion is over, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion has passed.
Thank you, that was a very good idea.
I'm so excited.
I like
Thank you so much. This is the first time I've been excited about anything related to this job in months.
I love you.
Oh, I'll never lie to you, trust me.
If you get it up and going, Willie and I do chairs, and we will take flyers. Cause our next sale is in March.
Perfect.
Not big ones.
Tentatively, March 20.
That would be perfect, cause it's the 7th and 8th.
Oh, wait. I'm looking at February. It's the same.
So we can put them out, cause we do reach a lot of those people.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good.
You talk about for the fall sale then? Because we'll have already hit the spring
Talk
sale.
about advertising.
When is
Advertising.
it?
Spring sale is the 3rd through the 7th. Yeah, but they're not gonna do this to the 21st.
Of March.
From March, it shall have flyers, advertising.
Advertise at the sale for this.
For this, for March.
Oh, gotcha. Advertise about the food.
Not advertising you.
Not advertising us, advertising her.
I thought you were gonna advertise us.
So we can advertise with her.
Yeah.
I was getting something, cause you know,
Partnership.
a partnership.
Yes.
We'll advertise with you.
Yes,
And
yes,
fall.
yes,
The
yes.
fall
That'll be perfect.
holiday notification for you in March.
And we'll put them up on the wall,
Yes, we will.
and we'll put them in people's bags.
Cause I am the hanger, rubber band queen.
Hold them there and hand them out. I don't mind at all.
I have to eat dinner, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you.
I'm dead, okay? He's waiting, so.
Very
No.
good.
You should take your money, make this meeting.
Next on the agenda.
He's not, it's program, 4-H programs.
This reason.
Okay.
This reason.
Do I need to?
Program system, vacancies for rate program system. Okay. In December, we had 2 program assistants, one retired, one got another job. And, so Kim, has requested, she would love to have replaced the, hazard for Debbie. Yeah, like, I was here like a couple of days, it's like, oh, you're leaving. And so, yeah, Debbie, and she was in charge of a specific program, and that's why I met, Billy Joe and so forth to kind of help, and Kim, in the back of your packet, it kind of gives a overview of what Debbie did. Mainly Professor Popcorn.
She mainly did Professor Popcorn, we had some after school clubs, she did Clover Buds. And worked with the 6 to 8 year olds. That was basically her area. And here I thought you did that.
He does this, you know, more.
And like literally, well, Kim's gonna have surgery and she just said that I can share that.
Okay.
She has to have surgery. She will be gone 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So in my mind, what's gonna happen is whatever I can get done. But it would be great to have somebody who will camp. And
Otherwise, call me. Call me, I'm coming in December.
Well, I have literally 4 people for today asking for new programs. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I have a team that would love a job, part-time summer job.
Good little internship, unpaid or paid, either way.
Hey, she's not playing, she's not playing.
Listen, there is an intern position every summer.
But if you all have any questions on, okay, so how does this work? They work set number of hours a week,
37.5 is our max that we can work with.
37.5.
And you did, we,
Yeah, that's all. Yes, that's all, I'm sorry. Okay, we guess.
We're gonna advertise this.
Yeah, so you all tonight, get to discuss and, decide if you would like to fill the 4-H program assistant position. If you vote to do that, then, you would need to approve the number of hours per week, which we already said she was working 37.5, which is our full-time position with the benefits. And what the salary range would be, like, would it be 16 to 18, 18 to 20, 17 to 20, whatever your price range might be. And that gives us the ability to determine based on the candidate, what that salary rate would be.
Well, what was the other one? How long has she been here?
I have no idea what she was making, she's been here 4 years, or something, 4 or 5.
Is that how much she's been through?
yeah, she came right before, right at the beginning of COVID.
Right at COVID.
Let me see if I can find it here. The other thing, once you all did that, once we have a copy of the minutes in place, and we can proceed with getting that ready for posting. It can be done for 3 weeks, in your local paper. It'll also be on our UK jobs, website. And then after those 3 weeks are up, Jay and the agent, well, let's see, probably, I don't know how we went it Kim's off, but anyway, Jay and an agent or agents would be in charge. I will help with that as well. Go through and screen and interview candidates and then make the offer.
And
I'm happy to help in that.
Debbie's is already in the budget, so you actually may have her information. I can get her budget too.
Don't come right now, because you're on, we have. Don't push yourself, you ready?
No, let's.
I'm gonna look it up. Let me look to Marshall.
Yeah. I don't know if I have it.
We do.
Other places they're gonna hire.
I have to look on the budget to see. Well, I know we just hired a staff assistant in Junior County, and she started at 18 or 18 and 4, something like that.
I definitely think there should be no discussion of whether or not we replace the position. It's a needs, it needs it.
It's needs.
We've had the discussion on this board on whether or not we even have a second agent. So if we're down to an agent off for a while and only one assistant, like, that's bare bones and we love you, but there's no, we don't have. Love you.
I don't think that was gonna be a discussion.
Okay, good. So then let's just, figure out with that. Yeah, I motion to keep a position in place with a salary range of and full benefits. That would be it, full benefits? Yeah, yes.
Salary range of what?
To be decided whenever she figures it out.
The only problem is, guys, in our budget, we base it on their ID number.
So you don't know which one is which. Well, it would
So I'm gonna say,
probably be the lesser of the two because Billy Joe's been here for a million
I'm
years.
gonna, there is one less. I'm gonna say she was probably making a little over 18. Yeah, there's one there's several.
Yes, Debbie was here, Debbie got hired in when the University of Kentucky decided to switch over what their minimum wage was. So they bumped her up with the minimum wage, so hers was not,
More than what yours was.
yeah, it's very close, it's very, I think it was like $300 a year, something like that. Yeah.
If I went back to tax, I would be like 50,000.
But Jane, you're saying they have to make very, a similar position.
Well, it's a staff assistant.
Okay.
It wasn't a program assistant, but it was a staff
Okay.
assistant, right out of college, entry level, and we started out, her, which is basically $18.
So would you think a program assistant would be more or the same as staff?
I think they're worth more. Because, and again, I mean, Billy Joe, you talk about 37 and a half hours. There's a lot of hours in Southern County. And I've always said, 4-H agents are underrated because they do so much. And they pack a lot. That 37 and a half hours is dense of work.
Well, would you suggest 18 to 20 or 20 to 22? That's what I was saying.
You say something, really, Joe.
Or do we not,
There you go.
do we not consider across the board raises in mid-summer, July 1?
We are going to, when we do your budget next month, next couple months, we're gonna budget a 2% increase.
Okay, so if we start now at the 18 or wherever we start, there's an opportunity to give a raise in 6 months.
Depends on when they start. Depends on when they start.
We do not. But you do want to be careful, in all honesty, you don't want to put your new person making more than what you're current.
Oh, that's true.
So,
But see, we don't know that. We don't know how much the current people are making.
so I would suggest your salary.
I'm looking.
Hey.
Your salary,
There's a disadvantage of it, part, because we don't know.
well, just think about your salary range, that just kind of gives us an idea. You don't want to set it too low, so if we have to offer more than what you have, we have to follow all that together. Might not be a bad one, but I would suggest
16 to
16
20.
to 16 to
we
20.
definitely cover it.
16 to 20. should be.
Because I can get somebody like,
Because if you get somebody with experience,
if you got like Deanna Ashmore in here, who was the program assistant, and if we could snag her, y'all would be set for life between Billy Joe and Deanna. Y'all would never hear from him again.
So here's what happens, if you get somebody that's already, I know she resigned.
Yeah.
If you get somebody that's already employed by the university, there had a market equity study has to occur, and then we have to sometimes go higher than we would if they're not connected, if that makes any sense. Or if you get someone like that who has tons of experience, you may, it might be beneficial. So your suggestion would be,
yeah, I think
I
the
think
wider
it's
range,
money.
the wider range.
it's really good. So we don't have that choice. I think you're gonna be safe.
Okay, and then, when can we discuss raises for our other support staff? I declare that into existence, because
I mean, if you're bringing in somebody new, that's only,
maybe just $1 less than somebody who's been here for how many years, since I was a little girl.
So different topic, you all can do a market, you can ask and request a market equity raise. What we have to do at the next board meeting, and we have to do it by March, absolutely, it has to be done by March. We have to do comparisons, say, like the health department or the schools or whatever the major employers are in the community, has to be compared to Boyle County employment opportunities for the same requirements for that position. the agents would need to, or Jay can now, pull that together and bring it back to present to you guys. You all make a recommendation. It is simply a recommendation. It is subject to approval by the Board of Trustees at UK. But that is our way of bringing them up more than the 2% raise that is anticipated. So you all can request that at the next board meeting.
Request it by the next board meeting, so request it today, or request it at the next board
At the
meeting?
next. We don't have it ready today.
What, a micro, equity?
Yeah.
We probably should ask for it today, because if you said it has to happen in.
By March,
Yeah,
our next
By
meeting?
March.
We don't have our date, like, we don't have those comparisons ready for the.
Yeah, but like you could ask for it now, and then we could.
So that by March, it'll get it.
We have.
Exactly,
We
like,
have to, have the comparisons, like, say if you're comparing Joseph Sisters to the school. or-
yeah, no, like we could get those comparisons.
Yeah, so you have to have it.
You can get those comparisons early.
Right,
Yeah, like,
But we could have the information.
we could have it by the next meeting.
yeah, they could approve it.
Yeah, so we can request it to be provided at the next. Is what you're saying,
Just
that's
as
what we're
long
saying.
as- Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll just have it ready.
So let me start with this first motion, to refill the position for a salary of $16 to $20 hourly. The
A
second.
second.
Okay, motion, Daniel, in favor.
You got your hours to,
Yeah.
37 per week.
37.5 hours per week, you got it.
Okay, perfect.
However you want to word what we were checking over here about.
Yeah, and then I'll make that motion once we figure that out.
Yeah.
Once we do that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think we done that, okay, call 2 or 3 HR.
Awesome.
Okay, are we ready to vote?
Ready.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Motion.
Vote nay. Okay,
Good deal.
fast.
Sleep.
FCS program system, thank you. I'm gonna turn that over to Alethea.
Hi, I would love to just take a beat and sort out my program. I would just like to take a moment because, well, the reason that Heather left was because she was only making $16 an hour. That's not enough. And, so she got a better job. Well, she had a better paying job. She got a better job. But so I'm cool with taking a moment and waiting, letting some time pass and see if I want to revisit. Cause I don't feel like I'm gonna get very good candidates with $16 an hour. I was very lucky to have Heather and she left as soon as she found a job that paid better. So I'm cool with waiting a minute.
But not in the range, the $16 to $20 range.
No. Yeah.
Well, man, I'm for it.
You don't have an idea what she, how much her job was she went to?
Yeah, he's 19 an hour, so she's making $3 more than what she was getting paid here, so. Yeah, and at the housing authority of all places, I wouldn't think they have any money, but okay, I guess they do.
They got that state money, it's not federal money.
See, truly, the federal money is where it's at, because that's why Millie makes so much more money, she came on like after Heather, and actually doesn't have, Heather has a so she is not feeling that pain, but I'd love to take just the beat if you want to just like not re-up that position right now.
Can you? Yeah, I motion, yeah. Danielle motions to revisit this at the March meeting.
Sure, I should know more things about
Revisit.
my whole life.
March. And if you don't, then sell it, and we'll push it back in.
Yeah.
Anybody say?
I second.
Barry Anger.
No, he started out with that. We finished
He's
with-
waiting.
He's taking it all in.
No, but along the same line, nothing there. You just say- Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor of
He's got another thing.
revisiting this in March, please say aye. Vote nay, motion passed. Okay,
I'm really,
and this is a new problem.
yeah, can we look at, I mean, it sounds like there's some discrepancy here in the salaries and all that. can we look at salaries of employees without knowing, you know, I don't wanna know who they are, I just wanna see the.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just have that open to.
Well, there is a lump sum.
No, they're individual.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Well, I would like to see, I would also like to see,
You also.
how many years' experience they have, you know, to go along with that and what salaries like. I didn't realize there's that much difference in a program assistant. Is that much difference in those two, between the 4-H and the FCS with their, I mean.
Job responsibilities?
So
Yeah.
it was
The
all.
same,
No, they do similar things.
okay.
But, so I pulled up the budget.
I would like to hear it, Ellie, could you please say it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I pulled up the budget and our highest paid, hourly person is at $20.91.
For program assistant?
No, this one is,
They're all
they all just say
together.
support staff, except for whatever reason, it says FCS program assistant $16. It's like, clear, on here, but the rest of them are with their ID numbers, so we have two that are making $19, one's making $19.76, one's making $19.72, then we have three making $17 an hour.
Very
Very,
program assistants that.
no,
Staff.
all of the hourly staff. So it's broken down by their, UK ID number, so I don't know which one is which.
Yeah.
That could be
But
like
that's the listing, like the lowest one was, 16, and the highest one was $20.91.
so our range from 16 to 20 is what's currently reflected in this office.
For all of our
I think what we're asking is, are we do this, about read the words?
reevaluate,
On the
market, market
Yeah.
analysis.
Market analysis.
For our hourly wage.
So what happens with that is we'll show up for the board meeting. We've got comparisons like for the same qualifications of that individual with other companies. We need at least probably 3 other employers that we can look at
I mean,
and see
I
what
think
they're making and then what would it take to bring our folks up to that. Now, obviously, like a 25 or 30% raise, the board of trustees probably is not gonna bring that, but we can definitely narrow that gap.
You never know, we're pretty giving tonight.
Yeah.
And it would be, to be clear on that, it would be a recommendation. And it's not something that we would go out and tell our employees that, hey, you know, the board has asked for this because it might or might not be approved. But it is our opportunity for the board to say, hey, we value our employees and they're making less, and this is what we would like to recommend.
Well, and the cost of living has so drastically increased in the last decade.
That's what's been, in the last several years, several counties, you know what the wages
And we-
are in other
They're
counties.
pretty consistent with you guys.
I mean,
I mean,
I
that's
could
not-
walk into Chick-fil-A and make $16 an hour as a starting employee with lunch. And that's serving chicken. This is serving knowledge.
I agree.
It's more
So
important.
could we not get a breakdown here from the other counties?
We typically do our program assessment, do it within the county because each county is different.
She's been.
Now, everything's public and all the time. You go and search it out, but we typically don't share that because we are capacity.
Is
So there's an 18-month limit.
If it's not, I'm
I-
not.
I can give you an example, in Garrett County, we had one staff assistant, she was part-time. Was making a little over $12, but that's, when she started, that was the starting wages, you know? And so we did a market equity to try and get her up towards 17. And they only bumped her to 15.
But that was still a pretty good.
That was still pretty, that was $3 an hour bump, yeah.
But this is basically the only way that it can really increase a salary. Because let's be honest, I mean, if somebody's starting out making 12 or 14, with a 2% increase every year, it takes a while to get up there.
Yeah.
So in many cases, we're hiring new people who are making more. than people who are already working and been working.
Well, I motion to evaluate the market equity analysis of all support staff.
How many programs is the district have?
Program assistants, right now, me and Heather consider, or not Heather, Millie.
Millie,
But
no, she's out of a different pot of money, but she's the educational program.
So there will be, we hire
Mm-hmm.
two,
And 3 if we hire for the
and
next
3
3.
for the next year. And then 1, 2 staff assistants.
Well,
Three.
Oh, yes, so there.
Is Barry not staff?
Mm-mm.
He's facility manager. That's a specific position.
Who are the staff assistants again?
Tanera, Mary Catherine, and Ramona are staff assistants. And I'm currently the only program assistant here at the time. I'm like.
Ken seconded that motion.
Okay, what is the motion?
To evaluate the market equity analysis of all support staff.
That's the motion, and it has a second. Further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Okay, the budget committee appointments.
Not it.
When are we gonna wait?
So we should have information that I saw me first, but it's already, but it's not a lot of time for us to get this together for the next meeting. But we can meet that next week.
Yeah, so
So that takes care of
they're gonna send the budget, paperwork to us February 21st.
Pretty fast, so we can meet the last week of February if you want it. March the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which is your all's next, like, March meeting day.
March 10th is our next meeting.
Right, but we'll all be gone, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. April 15th to you, completed. and-
No, what we were talking about a while ago.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Somebody said something about March first.
The equity thing.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Oh, okay, I'm back with you.
Okay, serving on the budget committee is a
Honor.
educational experience, say.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
I will take one for the team because I've gotten out of the. So I will do it. I don't do, well, actually, I mean, I do care about
Okay,
And y'all.
last year. The
Mark workforce cannot do it.
last year, Spencer, on committee,
Danielle and who?
yeah,
Annie?
last year Spencer and I were more representative to the committee. I asked Spencer ahead of time if he would like to be on it again, and he said he would serve if the board wanted him to serve.
Of course we do.
Okay, so.
Don't make me the only guy.
So with Spencer on and Danielle, those are the two people who give you more than that.
Right there.
Mark, Spencer, Danielle.
Okay, cool. Do it.
Mark, Spencer, and Danielle,
Yes, Mark, Spencer, and Danielle.
Only have two.
and JP.
Not choice, I'm told. Yes. Mark and Jay serve.
Meeting dates,
March 10th, looks like, right? According to my notes.
For our next meeting.
And when are we meeting for that?
Budget committee. Are you meeting on the 3rd?
We'll be gone.
Extension, we have an extension conference and all agents and everybody is.
Well, we were well aware of that, but like. February 3rd is the budget meeting,
little.
February 3rd.
Yeah, we won't have it.
I can do any Monday or Tuesday night.
I said last week in February, you don't wanna wait till the drive and get the meeting.
I know,
But we don't, because we're not getting, the budget's not gonna get sent out until the 21st, which is the Friday before the last week of February.
Oh my God, ridiculous.
You guys have.
I could do the 24th or the 25th, I just have to move something on either of those days, which I can do because I'm a good team sport.
Team player.
Sure.
That's
I
it.
love dance team. Yeah, players. It doesn't matter. I don't have the kids either of those nights, but I don't have time to move them. Spencer probably will require after 5, I think. Usually he doesn't like anything before then.
They did it in lunch last year.
Oh,
I don't care.
okay, well, if that's the case, I can leave work, don't tell your wife
Come on, what?
that I'm leaving work. To come to that meeting, if it's during the day.
Should have done.
Just gotta communicate with her. Not a secret, but. I'll tell her.
What about Spencer? Can you visit your own day?
He did last year.
Since that meeting.
It'll be recorded, so.
Tuesday or Monday. Tuesday or Monday.
We probably does not need to be the 24th, because we get it on the 21st, and that doesn't give me too much time to prepare the budget, so
Go to Tuesday?
Hmm?
Go to Tuesday, the 25th?
I'd say 25th.
Works for me, what time?
We do lunch, I cook lunch.
I can do that. I will ask for forgiveness and not permission. 12 o'clock here at the office.
Done there, it's 1 o'clock.
Spencer on it?
Yeah, if for some reason he can't, I will be in the list. And they, Spencer's game.
Oh,
here.
Do we have any public comments tonight?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I
Bill
say-
Gurr, take a second.
Second.
Actually,
Judge Bob,
take that. There.
in favor, please say aye.
Alright.
I will get these notes. Do I-